So I finally got to try XREAL's Aura, a pair of wearables that are powered by a spatial computing puck that runs Android XR. You could say these are a hybrid between smart glasses and a headset, designed for light productivity, gaming, and streaming. Just like other products from XREAL, like the One Pro for example, I can see how you wear these at specific moments throughout the week when seated or standing. They are portable enough though to take with you on the road, but they don't seem to cater to an active lifestyle wearing them all day like regular smart glasses. Next to your voice and the puck's touchpad, which I'll talk more about soon, you can control them with your hands as well, getting closer to that full-on AR experience, being able to spatially place windows and objects in your environment with Gemini running in the background. Now before we dive deeper down this rabbit hole, I know it's exciting, I do need to tell you that XREAL invited me for a first look preview of their latest prototype of Aura, sponsoring today's video. But, as always, opinions are my own. So, let's get into it, shall we? Comfort-wise, the use of an external puck means the glasses stay lightweight at just under 95 grams. After a few minutes, I honestly kind of forgot I was wearing it, which is probably one of the biggest compliments I can give them. Because the battery and processing are handled by the puck, the glasses themselves don't heat up. You can bend the arms to adjust your viewing angle and offers different nose tips, so it doesn't start to slide. From the front, they, yes, do look like a pair of sunglasses, but once you see them from the side, it does become obvious these are not your typical pair of wearables. The reason why they stick out like that is because they use prism lenses. I explained this many times before, but they basically bounce off light inside that projects an image in front of you. On top of that, it has electrochromic dimming, allowing the glasses to darken the lenses at the press of a button. This lets you adapt to different lighting conditions and makes the mixed reality content easier to see. You can crank the brightness up high enough for just about any environment, and paired with the 5-step electrochromic dimming system, you got yourself displays that I think can dominate in almost any setting. I'll also put the supported IPD range on screen for anyone who wants to check whether they'll be a good fit or not. So for me, the most mind-blowing part of the demo was opening Google Maps with the lenses fully dimmed. It was the first time I genuinely felt like I was partly wearing a VR headset. I could still see my surroundings in my peripheral vision, but the center of my view was dimmed so effectively that it could be perceived as virtual reality. While the field of view leaves some room for improvement, the overall sense of immersion with 6 degrees of freedom was unlike anything I've ever experienced with smart glasses before. Next level, absolutely next level. Like, I've been in the scene for a decade, I've been waiting to see headsets and glasses slowly merge together, and these are the first steps. I mean, they're baby steps, but still, we're getting there, and it's truly exciting. Anyways, the glasses offer a 70-degree field of view that XREAL says is the widest in this category. I do agree that it's impressive they managed to achieve this in such a compact form factor, but as an XR enthusiast, I couldn't help but wish for more screen real estate. While I did notice an increase horizontally, I'd love to see more vertical expansion as well. This is where you can see that gap between headsets and glasses still being pretty big, but as I said, baby steps, we're getting there. Patience is key. Anyhow, talking about the displays, XREAL is using Sony's micro OLED technology and decided to stick with a 1920 by 1200 pixels per eye. During my 1-hour first look, I found the overall image sharp enough for entertainment purposes, but for productivity, I experienced smaller text as challenging. For watching movies and playing games, I thought the edge-to-edge clarity was solid. But of course, like with most wearables out there, I would recommend you to try it yourself first, as everyone perceives this so differently. Oh, and the 120Hz refresh rate is nice, especially for faster-paced stuff like Rocket League. Ah, that game is so good. As expected from XREAL, I thought the color accuracy was done well, with great blacks and good contrast, without feeling faded. Not pushing the boundaries necessarily, but nice for daily use. Of course, I had to take the opportunity to quickly check out some 3D content for you guys, and I can tell you that while I briefly dove into this spatial content, the 3D effect felt more convincing than on any other XREAL device I've tested. I suspect that it has a lot to do with the addition of 6DoF tracking, letting you naturally change your perspective as you move around. This next bit is something I don't hear creators talk about enough, which are the Bose-tuned speakers. And yeah, overall they left a decent impression. Volume certainly wasn't an issue, as they could get surprisingly loud, while keeping audio leakage to a reasonable level. Sound quality was okay for media consumption and casual use, and there was some bass present, but not enough to give music the kind of depth and punch I'd normally look for. Still, for a pair of lightweight glasses with open-ear speakers, the audio experience was enjoyable. Now for the juicy stuff. The puck, because that's where most of the heavy lifting happens. It uses Qualcomm's new Snapdragon Reality Elite platform to run Android XR, Gemini, and all of your apps. Think of it as the brain of the system. It's alive! Before I forget, the glasses themselves are equipped with XREAL's custom X1S chip, which handles tracking, sensor processing, and display tasks to keep virtual content stable and responsive. In short, the puck does the computing, while the X1S optimizes the AR experience. Most importantly, battery life? Nobody knows. It has still not been revealed by XREAL, but I'm curious to see how far these can stretch. The puck looks to be roughly smartphone sized and can be clipped to your clothing or worn on a lanyard around your neck. Ideal for those wearing a dress, skirt, and can confirm it also fits in a pair of pants with small pockets. For airflow reasons, they did not recommend the latter, and I could tell there was some heat buildup during use, so there you go. In terms of memory and storage, you got two options. Let me know in the comments below which one you would go for and why. It features two USB-C ports, one for the glasses and the other for charging or DP-in. Performance-wise, it held up well in the hour I tested it. The interface felt snappy, apps loaded quickly, and the hand tracking was reliable during normal use. I could easily position windows wherever I wanted and resize them to my liking. The hand tracking even continued to work when my hands moved outside of the glasses' field of view. Compared to the Android XR headset I purchased, which struggled to keep 3 windows running simultaneously in my testings, Aura's external puck had no trouble handling 5 at once. The coolest part is that you can combine those native Android XR apps and have a virtual display run alongside it. So yes, the puck can be connected to a handheld, laptop, or gaming console like you're used to with other XREAL wearables. As you may have noticed, the puck also has a built-in trackpad. I briefly tried it during my first look and was impressed by how smooth it felt. It's a nice option if you prefer a more cursor-based way of interacting, or if you still want to, you can simply connect a keyboard or controller over Bluetooth. Worth noting is that the puck sadly can't be connected to other glasses, nor does it let you expand your storage. One area where Aura absolutely shines is object anchoring. During a demo, virtual objects I drew remained firmly locked in place as I walked around them with no noticeable drifting. While a small amount of movement could still be seen in virtual windows, the overall stability of anchored content appears surprisingly stable. So as I mentioned, Aura runs Android XR. Most apps you can download are the same ones you have on your phone. They are just flat apps you can use on the side and aren't adapted to spatial computing environments or control systems. They are easy to navigate, but you definitely notice that the current Android XR user interface was designed for eye tracking. It works, but with hand tracking alone takes a bit more effort. The handful of natively Android XR apps are clearly more intuitive. YouTube, Demio, Google Maps, they just show how much potential the system has. So Gemini is also integrated directly into Android XR, meaning you're not opening an AI app anytime you need help, but instead it's always there in the background, ready to answer questions, launch apps, or assist with whatever you're doing. Thanks to Aura's cameras, Gemini can understand what's around you, making it feel less like an assistant and more like one that's constantly aware of your surroundings. You can, for example, have it help you when you get stuck in a level of a video game, or be of your assistance working on an email. Well, all of this sounds exciting. I believe the long-term success of a device like Aura will ultimately come down to the strengths of its ecosystem. As I often say, content is king, and with the current state of XR in mind, I'm curious to see how much developer support Android XR can attract as the platform continues to mature. From my own experience, when I bought my Android XR headset, I was excited by the prospect of a growing library of apps built specifically for spatial computing. While that vision is still developing, today's ecosystem continues to lean heavily on traditional flat apps. To be fair, XREAL has outlined an ambitious content strategy for Aura, highlighting more than 100 XR-specific applications already in development. And yes, they also announced partnerships spanning gaming, entertainment, sports, education, healthcare, and enterprise, including experiences such as Project Hail Mary, Fallout Factions, Demio, and Shapes XR. If even a portion of that roadmap materializes, Aura could launch with a stronger content foundation than many previous XR platforms. But the real test will be whether that momentum can be sustained long after launch. Time will tell. So let's wrap this up, shall we? After spending about an hour with Aura, I came away impressed by the hardware. XREAL is targeting a fall launch window, and while its specific price hasn't been released, they confirmed to me it will be under $1,500. Let me know in the comments how that makes you feel about XREAL Aura, and if you think this is the future of wearable spatial computing. And also, if the Android XR ecosystem matured enough to take the plunge. If you think so, then you can pre-order now for $99 using the link below, and that reservation converts into a $199 credit when Aura ships later this fall. I want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye, see you in the future, and stay tuned for more. Oh yes.